Okay, Izzy, so what the fuck is a vlogcast? Well, what do you mean? A vlogcast is whatever I want it to be. Video podcast, vlogging podcast. I think I'm gonna combine elements of vlogging and podcasting. Podcast in video format. If I feel like vlogging one day, I'm gonna vlog. If I feel like sitting down and talking for 4 hours, I'm gonna sit down and talk for 4 hours. Also, I want you guys to know that this is for you. This is fun for me, don't get me wrong, but if it's not fun for you, then who are we doing this for? I could do this by myself all day. I mean, I have for years. These videos have been in a vault. I can keep doing this for myself, no problem, but now I'm posting them. I feel like a lot of people do video podcasts, but they don't call them video podcasts, so I feel like with the title vlogcast, we're being very aerodynamic, innovative, very educational. We're creating a platform where vlogging and podcasting can make personal stories, acting tips, relationship advice, vlogging a party, vlogging an acting class, or vlogging my walk to the grocery store. We're gonna do it all, and we're gonna have so much freaking fun. See you soon.
My name is Isabella Rose Barreto.
Wait, who are you again? That's really up close and personal, isn't it? Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Step On It with Isabella. That is me. I hate introductions. Let's just be so real. I hate introductions so much. And for my job, I am doing introductions all the time. I'm slating like crazy. I'm giving you, hello, my name is Isabella Rose Barreto, and I live in blah, 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 and I am 5'6". I am giving you that all day long, and I hate it. I hate doing it. So I'm not going to do that with you guys. There's something about putting a camera in front of my face where I just want to give you like, I'm a perfect actor. I am so good. Please hire me. And I really don't want to do that here because I want this to be my place of like, I'm going to just say and do whatever I want. I don't want to really be filtered, and I just want to like talk my shit and have fun and like get opinions and like have conversations with people that I probably wouldn't usually have conversations with. I don't really have a lot of people in my life. I'm not really talking to too many people all that often, so I want this to be that place for me. I don't want to call this a podcast. I want to call it a vlogcast, okay? And we're going to get into that and why. Honestly, let's get into it right now. You're probably sitting there wondering, who the fuck are you? What are you doing? Why am I watching this? Why are you on my screen? Well, I don't know. You clicked it. This is the first ever episode of what I am calling Step On It. Now, you're probably wondering about the name. You're probably wondering about the cover. I decided to call this podcast Step On It because as one of my many jobs, I am a driver, and I drive around all day long in my Ford F-150 pickup truck. It is the most comfortable car I've ever driven in my life. It's my baby. I live in there. My closet is in the back seat. There's 7 pairs of shoes. If you need an extra, call me. I'll drop it off at your banquet hall, okay? All day long, I'm sitting in my car, and I'm like, having revelations, I'm having ideas. I'm like, oh my God, I can be a playwright. Oh my God, I can be a screenwriter. Oh my God, I can be a producer. And I'm like thinking of all these crazy things, crazy stories, things that I've done that I can turn into a movie. And I'm like writing them down in my notes app. And I'm like, one day these will see the screens. One day, people will see this notes app and will know what's been going on in my head while I'm driving around. And why not make that one day today? I cannot even begin to explain to you guys how many times I've sat down, recorded a video like this, grabbed a microphone, did a vlog, completely fully edited it, and just like never posted it. From a really young age, I was obsessed with YouTube, and I wasn't like a YouTube kid. Like I wasn't like one of those kids like super into Mr. Beast. I did get in the Jenna Marbles. Okay, I was in that game. Tana Mojo was my shit. Like Jake Paul was my idol. And I know that sounds crazy, but I was like, I want to be like him. Like I think to this day, I think he's so smart. The point is, I have been wanting to do something like this almost my entire life. And I have been involved in like the entertainment industry, I guess. And being part of entertainment has always made me want to like go deeper into it. And now that we're in the age of like social media, I think there's a lot more opportunity for people to like be honest and like be themselves and like just have at it and throw whatever they want on the internet. And it's a lot more common these days for something to come from sharing like your truth and your experiences than it was before. Like I feel like YouTube before required a lot of like planning and editing and acting, and okay, you're gonna do this at this time, and like we're gonna do this prank, but it's gonna be like set up. And I feel like now you can just like get on here like what I'm doing right now, grab a microphone, spew your shit, talk your shit, and people love that. And I think that's really wonderful that we're getting into the real and genuine raw era of the internet. Kind of. I don't know. Things are still, fake. I decided to call this Step on It because along with being a driver, I'm also a very creative individual, and I do a lot of things within the entertainment industry, and I'm like trying to make it, I guess, as an actor. So what I decided to do is I decided to like go through my app and pick out things that I notice could be interesting, or pick out experiences that I thought maybe some people could relate to, or just pick out like random things that I've done in my life that I'm like, I just want to share this with people on the internet because why the fuck not? So I made a whole document, I made a list, and I have been recording for the last year or so, footage and episodes and me sitting down in front of a camera and talking, that goes along with all these things that I've been writing down in my notes app. And finally, today, I am sharing it with the world. Now, you guys are probably like, Isabella, who the fuck are you? Like, we don't care about what's going on in your life. We don't care that you think that you're a master playwright and could put on a show in New York or produce a movie in LA. Like, we don't care. I know, but guys, I want you to. Like, I just want you to care, okay? Like, I just want someone to relate to, truthfully. And I think a lot about being a creative and like your mind constantly running and writing things down and coming up with ideas kind of drives you insane a little bit, because you're like, what am I going to do with all this? Where am I going to put it all? And I found the perfect place, and it's right here for you guys to listen to every week, because I will be posting every single week. I also want to talk about the fact that I don't want to call this a podcast. We're calling this a vlogcast. It's not going to be a sit-down episode every single week where I just sit here and talk to you straight to the camera. I am much too insecure to think that lots of people are going to want to listen to me do that. I am going to make this very interesting, very interactive, and very fun. You're going to see behind the scenes of a lot of things that go on in my life, and a lot of the ideas and things that I talk about with friends and family and problems, and there's going to be tears. It's going to be like a little reality show. Maybe it'll be like a little vlog channel with a microphone. I don't know. We're going to figure it out, but it's going to sit somewhere in between there. You guys will be entertained. You guys will have fun. Don't worry. Around 2.5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to start a podcast because I started listening to podcasts for the first time in my life. Before then, I thought they were for old people. I didn't care. I didn't want to be on the Apple Podcast app. I didn't want to be on Spotify. Like, I really didn't care to listen to people talk. What I did like, though, was celebrity interviews. I would sit down on my phone on YouTube at night and I would watch Ellen for hours, like literally just like the 10-minute clips that she would put on YouTube of the interview. I'd never actually watch the real interview on TV, but I would watch it on YouTube. And then I would watch Jimmy Fallon, one of my favorites, by the way. He is elite in my eyes. But I would sit on YouTube and I would watch these people for hours and watch them talk, and how they would ask questions and like say smart things that would make the celebrities want to answer their questions. Like, I was just really fascinated by it. And before even deciding that I wanted to do something like that, I kind of just always knew that I love to talk. I am a huge talker. I think I'm probably the biggest mouth in my family. Everybody else is pretty quiet and giving, like, not going to speak unless spoken to. And me, I'm just like throwing my opinion at everybody and saying things all the time. And talking is just like something that I'm good at. You know, when I was younger, I used to say that I would want to be a public speaker. And everyone would be like, well, what does that mean? What do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. I want to be a public speaker. Like, it didn't make any sense. And I think that's also where my love for acting and dancing. Oh, I'm a dancer also, by the way. I have been working as an actor for around 2 years now, and I've been working as a dancer for the same amount of time, but I have been training both my entire life. So I have been dancing since I was 4 and acting since I was maybe like 15. and they both go hand in hand, and it was just something that I always like really loved and knew I wanted to do. Actually, I remember watching Corey in the House as a kid and seeing Madison Pettis on TV, and I was like, oh my God, like this girl like looks like me. And it was the first time that I'd seen like a young girl. I think she played the president's daughter. I forgot what her name was in the show. Maybe Sophie? I don't remember. But I remember like seeing her on the show for the first time, and this was like a That's So Raven spinoff. So it was like when I was a little bit older, and I just was like in awe that there was somebody on TV that looked like me, that was like mixed. And I didn't even really know what like mixed meant at the time, but I saw that she had like darker skin, but it wasn't very dark, and curly hair, but it wasn't very kinky. And I was like, wait, that kind of looks like what I look like. And after seeing her, I was like super inspired as like a little girl, and I was like, whoa, like she can be an actor, like definitely I can do that too then. And it was just like a really big revelation for me, actually, because at that time, like I said, I had never seen anyone on television that looked like me. That was the moment that I knew I wanted to go into acting. Dance had been a part of my life since I was a kid. Like it was something that I got thrown into as maybe it was going to be a hobby, but I ended up really enjoying it and wanting to pursue it as a career. About 2.5 years ago, I decided, okay, I'm going to finally put my ideas online and just go for it. And I'm going to start a podcast. I didn't know that hosting on your own was a thing. Every podcast that I was listening to at the time had either a co-host or like celebrity guests on. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to get a celebrity guest on the show. I don't know anybody that's going to host with me. My friends hate this shit. None of my friends like social media. None of my friends like being on camera. Like I am the only one in my friend group that really enjoys doing this kind of thing. And I didn't know what to do. And this was kind of before TikTok was like really blowing up. Like I would say maybe this was like at the beginning of the pandemic, but I'm not 100% sure because I was still traveling at the time. But anyways, I didn't know what to do. So I took to one of my acting platforms called Backstage, which is where I used to get a lot of my auditions before I had an agent. And I put out my own ad. For anyone that doesn't know what Backstage is, you basically can receive casting calls and look through casting calls as you would on a more advanced platform like Actors Access. And usually once you have an agent, you get into the more advanced platforms. So I put out my own casting call and I wrote up this entire breakdown. I don't know how I had the knowledge of doing that, but I wrote out this entire breakdown in like perfect format. It's probably still up if you look it up. And it was me putting out a casting call for a podcast host, and I kind of explained like what I wanted to talk about and like what your personality should be like. And I said, you can reach me here and we can have a Zoom call or a FaceTime call and we can like figure out if we vibe, and if we do, then like let's fucking start a podcast. Like I was so ready. I was so into it. I was literally reaching out to random people across this acting platform, hoping that like I would connect with somebody. And fortunately, I did. I connected with this one guy that lives all the way in California and was so down to start hosting with me. And he reached out to me through Instagram DM because he wasn't paying for the subscription on the acting platform at the time. And he sent me a DM and he was like, hey, I saw your casting call. This looks super fucking cool. I'm an actor too. I would love to start a podcast with you. And I was like over the moon. I was like, wow, okay, let's do it. And honestly, I had gotten a few like applicants prior to that. And we had like Zoom calls and FaceTime calls, but honestly, I wasn't really vibing with anybody as much as I would have liked to. And I kind of like gave up. It was like a week or two that went by, and I was like, I really want to get this going. I want to like start tomorrow. I can't find anyone. I might as well just start it by myself. And then I got a message from this guy. So we hopped on a FaceTime call right away. Like, I gave him my phone number, FaceTime me, and within the first like 1 minute of the call, I knew like, okay, we're vibing. We are gonna kill this game. We're gonna pop off. Like, we're gonna do so good. We're gonna ride the podcast world. Like, we're gonna do amazing. We're gonna be really good friends. I connected with this person so deeply, so quickly that I was like, this is gonna be really good. And I booked my flight to the state that he was living in at the time. And we met, and it was like I had known him for 10 years. It was really crazy. Like someone from across North America that I just happened to randomly meet online. Like, it was a really insane experience. After the FaceTime call, I was like, how is this going to work? We live in two different cities. We live in two different countries. And I was really determined to make this a thing. I was like, honestly, I can do it. I can fly back and forth. And I thought he would be able to too. You're probably wondering, where is this host? Who is this guy? Are you going to bring him out right now? No, I am not. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but it's just me, and he's not here. This guy and I had a wonderful friendship for 2 years, and we were not able to ever just go through with starting up the podcast. We did all the things. We started an email. We started an Instagram account. We started a Spotify account. We did all the things. We even recorded 4 or 5 episodes, and maybe one day. But there were just things in our personal relationship that kind of kept us from going through with it. And now you have me, because we don't need men. We don't need a guy to make a podcast good. And I was really looking for a male partner too, because I thought it would be really interesting to talk about relationships and life, and look at contrasting opinions in two different genders. But you're stuck with me. I'm all you got. This is it. After that, we decided that it wasn't going to work, and we just weren't going to ever be able to put a podcast out together. And the flying back and forth thing was just not going to be a vibe. I decided to continue searching for a co-host, and I was very unlucky. And then I kind of gave up for a really long time, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and do it myself. And then I started going to podcast studios in Toronto and just recording on my own, recording with my friends. And still, I just didn't have the drive to put up the podcast that I had recorded. I think I really didn't like the just sit down, stare at each other, kind of have a conversation type of thing. I wanted it to be a little bit more interactive and a little bit more enjoyable and exciting. And like I said, I love the arts. I love creativity. It's what I grew up in. It's what I went to school for. I like putting things together. And when I have clips of footage in different places and different sounds and different outfits and all these different criteria to make one video, it's so much more fun for me to compile it together and edit it together and put it out like that, rather than just me sitting down and talking dead on with the microphone. So for about a year, I kind of sat on all the footage that I had, and I was like, what am I going to do with this? I still am really invested. And then I ended up booking a show, and the contract lasted a few months, and my whole process got delayed. I know I'll do it eventually, just when am I going to actually pull the trigger? And a few months ago, when I heard about the actors strike and my auditions started to dissipate and there weren't any more, I was like, I need a creative outlet. I can't just sit around. I can't just go to work. I need to look at a camera. I need to hold a microphone. I need to edit. I need to read a script. I need to work on something creative. And Step On It was born. Originally, I wanted to sit down and make these talking portions with the microphone inside my car. But I thought, since we're getting a little intimate for the first episode and you don't really know who I am, I can't bring you to my backseat yet. So we're going to have to just, keep it really PG and sit on the couch and have a conversation first. I think I'm so funny. I don't know if that was really that funny, but I think I'm pretty funny. So, if I didn't say it before, Step On It is a vlogcast. We are giving you the ultimate experience. We are giving you fun. We are giving you entertainment. We are giving you sit down. We are giving you serious. We are giving you stupid. We are giving you sexy, silly, all the S's. It's been really fun for me so far to create. So moving forward, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I really hope you guys are down for the ride, because I promise it's going to be a good time. Did I mention I was from Toronto? I feel like that's important to know, because I feel like a lot of people from Canada that put themselves online aren't proud to be from Canada, and I definitely am. I love being from Toronto. Do I love Toronto? I don't know. Toronto people don't come for me, but I don't really know if I'm a big fan of it anymore. I was for a bit, but now I just kind of want to explore and see my options and leave the city and go on vacation and make friends in America, because it's more fun over there most of the time, even though it's a little bit dangerous. No one come for me for saying that. But yeah, I'm from Toronto. If you live here, you know the vibes. You know what's up. Someone just unleashed the beasts. I have 2 beasts. Hello! There's one beast. Come on! The other one's a little chunky. She can't jump onto the couch. There she is! Hello! Want to say hello? It's kind of disgusting. Do you want to come be in the intro video of my podcast? Why? You look fine. First ever episode. The very first. I've recorded 30 minutes. I'm probably going to cut this down to like 10 because I hate everything that I said. I feel like that's enough for now. Just know that this is going to be a lot of fucking fun. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hello, my name is Isabella. What's poppin'? That was disgusting.